Welcome to a special edition of the standings. This is called Fact or Fiction. So Morgan, fact or fiction, Giannis will get traded in the offseason.
Love that I got to talk about it twice today because let's bring up some bad memories for myself. So I think this is a fact. I think Giannis will get traded in the offseason. And though I say I want Giannis to stay in the East, and I really bank on that he should, I see a potential option for Giannis in the West with the Spurs because we just learned today that Popovich is gone and Wemby could use a good mentor in there for him so they can rebuild here. But what do you think?
This is fiction. This is fiction because the best case scenario for the Bucks was Dame going down or some other star player going down and them having a chance to say, hey, this wasn't our best season. We can have a better season. We can get role players in the offseason, and we can convince Giannis to stay. That is the biggest thing. Giannis, we want you to be a Buck for life. We want you to stay. We are going to do our very best to build around you. They have to do this. They have to keep Giannis because if they don't keep Giannis, they're no longer a playoff team, and they probably sit at the bottom of the East, and that's very surprising to say.
And I think if there is a Giannis trade, this honestly is probably going to be a multiple team trade because who has enough for Giannis? Not a lot of people. Giannis is one of the best players in the NBA right now, so you really need to focus on some other teams.
He's the second best player in the league, and we have to take that with all it is. He's going to have a very large trade package if he gets traded. I just can't see it. Let's move on. Let's talk about, should the Panthers be the favorite to win the Stanley Cup?
So the Panthers have been my favorite to win the Stanley Cup, so I say fact. The Panthers are already favored to win, but just by a slight up, so it's like 50.6%. There's not a huge margin going on there, but I am still rooting for the Panthers. I mean, they lead the Eastern Conference, and the battle between the Panthers and the Maple Leafs is very, very intriguing. And hey, let's give Brad Marchand a Stanley Cup.
I think this is a fact. It has to be a fact as far as they should be the favorite to win the Cup. Are they going to win the Cup? Well, that might be a little bit of fiction because there's a lot of competitive teams, and I think that other teams have more advantages this year. There's a lot of stars in this playoffs. We have McDavid, you have Austin Matthews, Nathan McKinnon, who's still alive as we talk right now. But we will have to see. The Panthers should be the favorite to win the Cup after making that Marchand move, and they were the favorite to win the Cup as soon as they made that move. So, yes, they should be the favorite. Will they win, though? Oh, it's competitive with the NHL. Let's move on. Yep. Should the NBA move to 14 teams after seeing all the blowouts that we saw? This involves one play-in game as well. Is this fact or fiction?
I say this is fiction. The NBA would not want to do this because the more games they play, the more money they are making right now. So with the 16-team playoffs that they have right now, they could have the potential to go up to 7 games per series, and they want to make their money. The NBA does not really care what's going on without the money, so whatever the money takes them is what they're doing. But I will say, a lot of casual fans find this very hard to follow. So do I personally agree with it? Not really, because you have to really do some explaining to really understand what's going on with these NBA playoffs.
This is fiction. Explain to those fans that the 8-seeded Miami Heat have just went to the finals only 3 years ago. It just happened. We are fresh off the legs of that, and I understand these round one blowouts being where they are and seeing that, oh, these teams got blown out and they lost all 4 games. But this is not how the playoffs play out every single year. So you're kind of being a sort of culprit to the moment on that. You're really just trying to evaluate it from this year. Yes, this year was not competitive at all, but we see a 2-seeded Rockets playing a Warriors team that's the 7 seed and barely could have made the 8 seed if they had lost another game. So if the Warriors were the 8 seed and they were playing the Thunder and put up a competitive series, are we having a different talk right now? Of course we are.
It's really interesting to see, but I never know what's going on with the NBA playoffs because of all these play-in tournaments. Nobody really understands these play-in tournaments, and I blame COVID.
Travis Hunter, Offensive Rookie of the Year and Defensive Rookie of the Year, or does he win one or the other? Offensive Rookie of the Year?
I'm saying he wins both. Why not give him both? But the issue with Travis Hunter, I will say, is I think the Jags put a lot of money on the line for this, so they really need to work him up. They're starting him as a wide receiver. That's where they're training him, but they said they will also train him with the defense, so you really have to figure out what is going on there. But if he has the opportunity to do both, I think he'll go for it.
This is fiction. Travis Hunter is pretty overrated in my own eyes, and I think he'd be a middling receiver and a middling corner in the league. It has to be fiction because the Jags made such a leap to go and get him, and they are such a poverty organization that we have to take this with a grain of salt and say, hey, they're not a good organization, and they made this move, and we know that they have made some dumb moves in the past. I think this is fiction, and I don't think that Travis Hunter is the player that we really think that he is.
He could definitely be better, and it really will be up to the Jags. I will say, like I said, they traded up a lot, and I don't know if it was worth it. Maybe if he was on a different team, but I think he's still going to go for it.
We will have to see, and this has been Fact or Fiction. We want to thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching the standings.
Make sure to check out other Royals News content such as Scranton Scope or Royals Weekly.
Like and comment if you enjoyed.
See you next time.